Due to a technical issue yesterday with the council meeting, the live streaming of the confidential resolutions did not come through onto the site. And today, James Hayes, Mayor, and myself, Matthew Hyde, CEO, are just rereading the resolutions from the confidential agenda. Due to a technical issue yesterday with the council meeting. So for item 13.1, Tumut Aerodrome Proposed Fire Control Centre, Council resolved. The Council received the report on the proposal to locate the RFS Fire Control Centre at the Tumut Aerodrome. Note that the facility upgrade would entail an investment by Rural Fire Service of approximately $7 to $9 million and include a district office and fire control centre, aviation support brigade facility, retardant base, aviation hangar facility suitable for the storage and maintenance of aviation assets, particularly helicopter firefighting and support assets when operating in the area. The Council provide in principle support for making suitable land available at the Tumut Aerodrome to accommodate an RFS fire control centre, noting the proposal raises several matters for Council. These include, but not limited to, A, potential costs for Council and the community relating to the depreciation and ongoing maintenance of the operation of the facility. B, the loss of rental income related to the office space currently leased by RFS in the Riverina Highlands building. C, the loss of income that may be otherwise generated from the land made available to RFS for the new facility. D, costs for the provision of services such as water, sewer, and upgrades to power and communications network that may be required to support the proposed fire control centre. E, availability of suitability of land within the confines of the aerodrome site and the potential impacts on current users and neighbours. F, the impact of current master plan for the aerodrome and the potential to expand the aerodrome to accommodate additional hangar space and an air park. G, limitations around being able to utilise the site for other emergency services such as floods and requiring duplicate facilities. H, impact on the Tumut Aerodrome Improvement Project. The Council note the overall financial benefit from the new RFS facility in relation to the improved fire preparedness and firefighting capacity, along with the protection of life, property and the environment, is not known at this stage, but is likely to exceed the costs and liabilities. And the Council receive a further report providing additional information on the proposed fire control centre, including to, but not limited to, the items raised in item 3A to H above. In relation to item 13.2, request for tender 2021-05, reconstruction of the Orny Community Hall, Council resolved. The Council received this report on the request for tender RFT 2021-05 for the reconstruction of Orny Community Hall at Orny. The Council resolve in accordance with section 55 of the New South Wales Local Government Act 1993 to accept the tender for Sustainabuilt for the reconstruction of the Orny Community Hall in Orny for the lump sum of $749,930. $749,930 including GST. Authorise the Chief Executive Officer to enter into a contract with Sustainabuilt for the construction of the Orny Community Hall in Orny. The Council write to the successful tenderers advising the outcome of the tender process, and the Council note a further report will be provided on the consideration of Council on the ongoing ownership and management arrangements for the new hall, taking into account the whole of life costs for the facility. In relation to item 13.3, request for road closure and sale, Gubagandra Road, Gubagandra, Council resolved. The Council received the report for the request for road closure and sale of part of Gubagandra Road, Gubagandra. The Council approved the partial road closure and sale of a formed lot within Lot 6 DP 1027218, subject to the terms of the sale being met, including 1, compliance with the legislative framework for the closing of public roads contained in the Roads Act 1993 and the sale of land contained in the Real Estate Property Act 1900. 2, the sale price to be determined by an independent land valuation and all survey administration and applicable fees applicable to be covered by the purchaser upon settlement. And 3, parties to meet their own legal costs. 3, authorise the Chief Executive Officer to obtain an independent valuation of the road corridor and negotiate the sale of the land. And 4, delegate to the Mayor and the Chief Executive Officer to affix the council seal and execute documents relevant to the closure of the road reserve and sale of land.
Thank you, CEO. I'd like to report on the 13.4, the mayoral minute, the Chief Executive Officer annual performance review. And the recommendation is that Council 1 note that Chief Executive Officer Matthew Hyde is personally performing at a high level and his leadership of the organisation is commended. And 2, consider and select no more than 7 major projects and priorities for inclusion in the Chief Executive Officer's 2021-22 performance agreement. That's all. That, thank you. And that concludes the minutes of the recommendations from the confidential section of the council's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.